Well, hi everybody, it's Doug. Today we are looking at this gorgeous Mako 427. Got this one from Chris Capune in a recent trade. Beautiful, beautiful lock, and it's got a nice solid feel to it, nice solid snap. I was inspired, basically, I've been meaning to pick this anyways. I have not picked a Mako lock on video before. This is my first Mako in my possession. And I was inspired when Chris Capune did his pick. So this one's got some lower pins towards the front, higher pins towards the back, which definitely makes for an interesting pick. I've been through this lock with a couple of different picks, but this one, this is the Law Lock Tools Offset Diamond, whatever you'd want to call it, that does gives me enough stout feel to it and lets me get through those serrations. So let me get this into the vise for you, and I'm planning on using the false set-o-meter because this one has serrations, but it also has at least one spool, I've found. So a nice chunky tensioner, my 50 thousandths, and top of keyway, of course. And I'm coming in with that nice stout but narrow pick. One gave me a tiny click. Three more clicks. Two, three clicks more. 2 clicks more giving me 3, and then I gotta click on 2, 3, and 4 are doing nothing. Okay, back to 1, getting some counter, 2, some clicks, 3, a couple of clicks, 4, standing still, 5, standing still, 6 gave me, I think, a couple of clicks there. Back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to try just for a minute to get in there with this hook, just so I can get a little more height in there. Okay, that gave me another click on 1, nothing on 2, nothing on 3, nothing on 4. Never be afraid to change picks partway through. Okay, 5 and 6. Okay, I got a little, when I released my tension, I got a little better set in the back there. Wow. All those clicks, that was on 3. That was on 4. That was back there on 6. 1, 2. Got a couple clicks. 3, 4, 5. Okay, something's probably overset. I'll release some tension while I hit the key pins again. 3, 4, 1. That seemed to give me a little deeper false set, I think, but I know there's a serious deep false set coming up. When I finally, okay, another click on 1. That was 3, 4, 5. There's that deep, deep false set. And that was on, I believe, 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting counter on 5. And an open. We got up and over. So there's probably some serrations on that spool. I got into the spool and then into the false, or which gave me the false set, and then all the way, which is what gave me my open. So let us get this vise out of the way, get our picks to the side. So that was just my success mostly came from that Law Lock Tools smaller one. And we have to get our guts out of there. The Phillips. Do really like this lock. It does remind me of a pack lock in its construction and such. And I've noticed that they tend to, in looking at other people's videos, again, this is my first gut on this one, but okay, there's a wafer. For those of you not familiar with that, that's an anti-bypass wafer. But anyways, from looking at other people's picks, it looks like they always like to use one standard pin to go along with all of their other more interesting pins. Okay. And that standard is usually in 6, but not always. Okay, we've got the key. I'm going to lock it up. And we are going to get the C-clip off. There we go. C-clip is off. Key in place. And what do we do next, guys? We shim, because we never ever regret shimming. All right. Get that shim in there. That one's got a little bit of an interesting bend to it, so I've got to take it from the other side. All right, beautiful. And I think we need the wooden follower. Let me just double check if I can get through with this one. Yeah, it is wooden follower time. Alrighty, and you can start to see the key pins as we come through. Multicolored key pins. Purdy. Alright. I'm going to bring you down a little bit so you can see them as we dump them. Everybody needed picking. No modifications or strangeness inside there. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can always tell they're serrated when they're hanging on inside the plug and they don't want to come out. 5 and 6. Lots of interesting serrations there. We're going to take a look at these in more detail after we've gone up into the Bible. But there's your key. Alrighty. So, and this is going to probably be an interesting one because I don't have a real genuine follower for this, so I can already see, you could see how the follower is letting those pins come up just a little bit. Okay, number 1 is all serrated. Number 2, interesting, the spring is kind of light, and that is a spool. Number 3, shot out of there like a bullet from a gun. Number 4, light spring, and that is a spool. Off to number 6, there is that standard pin in 6, just like I expected. And number 5 is another spool. So, time to get the springs out. All the springs are pretty standard. I was just surprised that some of them came up a little bit stronger than others. So let's take a close look. I just looked at the screen. I'm like, how long have you been looking at that screwdriver? Okie dokie, folks. So there it is. A tiny little key pin in number 5 makes for no room for serrations. And then we've got some beautiful serrations on all of the others except for 1. So 1 and 5 No serrations, and you can actually see it when you look at the key pin. The key 1 and 5 are too high to allow for, oops, yeah, pointing in the wrong spot. And then when we look at the driver pins, now that's interesting too, because first of all, let's take a close look at the serration. Nice serrations there. But the interesting part is this spool compared to number 5 spool. 5 looks very, very deep and sharp. I don't know if they're varying their spools or if somebody substituted a spool along the way. Let me get you one side-by-side comparison. There you go. That one spool looks like a dumbbell almost. Interesting. Alrighty, there we go. So that is your look at a Mako 427 and my pick on that particular one. Thank you very much, Chris Capune, for giving me that lock in that trade, because I've always wanted to pick a Mako. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please do like and comment if possible. Love to hear what you guys have to say about this one. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, now is your chance. Please do. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy.